Welcome to the channel, friends. So today's video is going to be covering this thermostat here. This is a GARYSTAT non-programmable thermostat. It is available on Amazon. And if you're watching this video, you're probably interested in knowing how to operate this thing, how to set it up, what the base plate wires do, and whatnot. I will go over each one of these steps, but I also cover all sorts of different other topics and thermostat brands and models in my thermostat playlist. I have over 130 videos, almost 140 videos now on thermostats, programmable and non-programmable. And I still want to offer a how-to and kind of a rundown on some of these more simple thermostats like this one here you can find on Amazon. I'll put the link down below the video for this model here. This here is a single stage heating and cooling, but they also make a dual stage heating and cooling model as well, which is exactly the same as this. The only difference is the base plate is going to have more terminals for your second stage heating and cooling. So I want to do basically a rundown on this, how to operate it, what the buttons do, and a simple setup. We'll go over in the second half of the video, towards the end of the video, the back of the unit and the base plate. And I want to show you the great hidden feature on this thermostat that I just don't understand why more thermostats out there, other brands, don't take advantage of this specific kind of easy feature or function on this thermostat. But I will get into that after I show you the function of this. So as you can see, we have two switches and two buttons. You cannot get any more simple than that. Okay, it's a non-programmable thermostat. A lot of people like this thermostat style of thermostat because it is a no fuss, no programming, no fiddling around with menus and buttons and you know, schedules and all that stuff. These definitely come in handy in certain areas of the home where you just want to set it to a, you know, very particular set point temperature and leave it. Okay, I like these because most of the time these have a nice big display. This is the biggest thing with these style thermostats, is that you get a nice big numerical display. You can see your temperature and your humidity on this as you see it kind of toggling back and forth here. So this thermostat gives you that capability. You can easily read out your room humidity and temperature at a glance. So it's not a big deal at all. It's actually very easy to use. So moving along, let's take a look at the two switches at the bottom. Very simple operation. You have only the option of fan and system. The fan option is either on or auto. You want to leave this in auto for majority of all your uses. You would only switch it to on if you wanted to manually switch it on 24/7, 365, okay? It's going to run that fan continuously until you come here and switch it back to auto. So I recommend leaving that in auto. When you come here to the system, now you have two options here. Since this is a single stage heating and cooling thermostat, when you switch it to cooling, now you have the cooling mode activated, obviously, and you can go ahead and adjust your set point temperature. We're going to set it to 72. It's going to show cool here at the bottom. And it's just going to keep on running through the humidity and the temperature set point. This is the actual room temperature, the ambient room temperature. This is your set point, okay? So it gives you both so you can see what they are. And this is going to hold it indefinitely until you come here and change it. So the same thing happens when you switch it to the heat side or the heat mode, okay? Same exact thing. So we're going to want to heat it up to, let's say, 70 degrees. As you see here, this little kind of like sunshine icon shows up here when it's actually turned on and heating, showing that it's actually heating up. The system is triggered and your furnace or your boiler is activated and it should be running now. Okay? It may take a couple minutes for your boiler or furnace to come up to speed. It may take a couple hours or a few hours to heat your home to the desired set point of 70. So depending on the amount of insulation and like the size of your home, the efficiency of your boiler or furnace, those are all factors to consider when, you know, how fast your home is going to heat up or cool down if it's a cooling system we're talking about. So that's the basic operation. You basically use the up and down arrow and then you select your mode, heating or cooling or off, okay? Now, you also want to know how to operate this through the menu. Now, there's some functions and settings that you're going to want to know when you first initially set this up, okay? And when you're in either mode, you have options that you don't have when you're in an off mode, okay? So we're going to start with the off, okay? We're going to switch it to off, and we're gonna run through the menu options that are kind of hidden, okay? You have to hold down these two buttons together, okay? And then it brings up this menu that starts flashing. Now, this down arrow is gonna proceed through the different settings. The up arrow is gonna select between the settings, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and select through the settings here. Actually, let's go ahead and do that again. Okay, we're back in the hidden menu. And now we have the first one is calibration. Now you can select, I have this set at 0, but you can go plus or minus 4 on this, okay? So this is basically an offset from like the nominal temperature. So say if you had this thing set up in a room that's really sunny, you're gonna want to basically, you know, offset this probably, you know, in the negative, okay? Because it's gonna obviously get hit with the sun and heat up more so than you desire. Or if you want the opposite effect, you would go into the positive range, okay? So that allows you to kind of like shift around that nominal set point, okay? So if it gets a lot of heating, a lot of sunshine, I should say, or a lot of cooling from a draft, say you have like really cold draft blowing on the thermostat, like if it's in a garage or something, you're gonna wanna go ahead and offset that, positive or negative. So it gives you that option. Okay, let's just go back into that. And the next option after the calibration setting, when you're in the off position, is your temperature, Fahrenheit or Celsius, okay? As you can see there, we're gonna keep it at Fahrenheit because we're in the United States. Then the next one is gonna be your comp delay. So this is the compressor delay. You're gonna wanna keep this on because it saves your compressor outside from when you have the cooling system on, from cycling on and off too many times, okay? It basically puts like a 3-minute to 5-minute delay on your compressor to give it some rest and some downtime so it doesn't have to be constantly switching on and off. Okay, that's very good to save your compressor and your components. The next one after the comp delay is going to be your humidity display. You want it off or on. Okay, you can turn it off if you want, or you can keep it on, which I like. Okay, let's cycle to the next one, and it goes back to calibration. So only about 4 options there in the hidden menu when you have it in the off position. Now let's go to cooling and see what kind of options we have. We have a whole different set of options when you're in cooling. Hold it down, both buttons. Now you have the cooling swing. Now this is basically the tolerance on the set point. So if you wanted to switch on no more than 0.4, okay? 0.4 is gonna be your standard or the default. You can go up to, I believe, 2 degrees. It's in 0.1 increments, as you can see. So the temperature swing is adjustable on this. Okay, yeah, 2 degrees. You can go all the way down to a really tight 0.2 of a degree for the set point to really switch on immediately when it hits. Say you have it set to 68 and it hits 68, your room heats up and it hits 68 and it's going to hit 68.2 internally and it's going to shut off the heat. Or the inverse if you were cooling, okay? So let's go back into that. That's the only option you have. You have the temperature swing for each, the cooling and the heating. So like I said, default is going to be 0.4, which is a pretty standard. You know, it's okay. It's like a half a degree. And then if you switch this to the heating, same thing. We're going to go ahead and just switch over to the heating. We can have it so it's, you know, a temperature swing of 1 degree before it clicks on or off, okay, past the desired set point. Typically, you want to have it a pretty tight tolerance on that. I would go like half a degree, that 0.4. That would definitely be good for most cases. Okay, if you really wanted to go even tighter, like I said, 0.2 to be right dead nuts on that set point. As soon as it hits that set point, it's going to turn off or on. Okay, so that's basically the tolerancing on the actual temperature sensor. Okay, internally when it senses the room temperature. So like I explained, that is a very good option to have. You have a temperature swing for both heating and cooling. That allows you to really fine tune your thermostat for the room that you have it in and for your home. So I'll put the link down below the video for the single stage and the dual stage heating and cooling models, okay? Like I said, this is the single stage one, but they do make a model with a blue screen, which is this one, a green screen, and then kind of a whitish light blue screen as well. So there are different color backlight options with this. So I'll put those models down below the video. But now let's go take a look at the back side of the thermostat and some of the basic wiring needs that you'll see on the back side. All right, so now let's take a look at the back side of the thermostat and the base plate wiring. But I also want to touch on that really nice, convenient feature I was talking about, hidden feature that you might not even guess is possible with this simple, budget-friendly thermostat. As you can see, there are no batteries in sight. Well, that's because they're located right here in the front panel. Now, this is such a great touch, I cannot even believe it, because there is so many other thermostats out there on the market that they have the batteries on the back side, and you have to pull it off the base plate or the wall plate to access the batteries. This makes the most sense and is the smartest thing ever. Okay, I love this thermostat because of that. Okay, right on the front side, easy to change out and swap out and to put a fresh set of batteries in there. You don't have to pull it off the wall and possibly rip your anchors out of the wall and fuss with the base plate and try to remember how to remove it from the wall without screwing it up or ripping this off. That's always a common thing because, these thermostats, they only give you really 2 screws, and most of the time you can't install this on a stud, okay? So you're most likely going to end up using drywall anchors, and you're going to be in drywall, okay? Because guess what? These wires poke out the back right in line with where you would nail it or screw it to a stud, okay? Makes no sense. They should have put these screws kind of offset, okay, on each corner versus in the center. They all do that, which is kind of, it just irks me. It kind of grinds my gears, I guess you could say. But having the batteries, the 2 AAA batteries right on the front panel is freaking awesome. I love it. But that's the little great touch that this thermostat is, I think it's its biggest strong suit. It's just that little easy, just that right there. I want to start using this thermostat in a couple places in my home. Ease of use, okay? It's there. All right, so let's take a look at the back side and get on with the video. On the back side, it's simple. We have only a switch here, a toggle switch. Now this is for the compatibility between gas and oil. So if you have gas or oil, you're going to have to flick this switch in one direction or the other. They don't really tell you what is what. You're just going to have to figure it out, see which one works, okay? It's either you have a gas system or an oil system, okay? All right, so let's move along to the base plate and check out the wiring. Now I'm going to go really quick over the wiring, what each one kind of signifies and what it does. I'm not going to go into too big of a detail, but let's start at the left side here. We're going to have the C terminal, which is common wire. That's your blue wire, okay? That powers up the thermostat without the batteries, okay? The O is for orange. That's for your reversing valve for the heat pump, if you had a heat pump hooked up to this. Reversing valve for the cooling, okay? That's what the O stands for. The brown wire is for the reversing valve for the heating, okay? So if you had a heat pump used for heating, you would use that. You would have to have the brown wire connected to the B terminal. Also, next we have the W, which is for the white wire. That's for your first stage heating, okay? Moving along to this side here, we have the RH. That's for your 24 volts power for your heating. RC is for your 24 volts power for cooling. Now, if you had 2 red wires, you would each hook up one of the wires to here. But here, as you can see, we have a jumper. I have one single wire going to this terminal, and then it's jumping over to the RH. That's completely fine. This came with the jumper wire, and that's how you would hook that up if you only had one power wire, one 24 volt in wire transformer wire. So they would power up both. It would bridge this gap. For both of these, it would power up and energize both terminals, okay? The next one is green, which is the G terminal, green wire, and that's for your fan, okay? You want to hook that up if you have a fan in your system. That's very important. The next one is the Y terminal, which is your yellow wire, and that is for your first stage cooling, okay? Very important to have that hooked up for first stage cooling. But that there is the basic rundown on all the wires on this very simple Amazon thermostat. Like I said, this is a GARYSTAT thermostat. And for the money, I mean, for 27 bucks, this thing is excellent. Okay, you can't go wrong. It's got all sorts of features like the adjustable swing for heating and cooling, which a lot of people ask about. There's other thermostats out there more expensive that don't even have that, okay? So that's a great feature. Also the calibration, that temperature differential shift on the set point. That's also very good depending on if you had it mounted on a wall that was very sunny or an area that was very cold. You want to offset that with a negative or positive number. Okay? But like I said, very simple operation on this thermostat. This is a great thermostat. I think I'm going to start using one or two of these in my home just because I love how big the display is and how easy it is to use and to set up. But that there is like the basic rundown, guys, for operation and setup. If you have any other questions or comments, please place them right down below the video. I'll also put a link to my thermostat playlist. Like I said, over 130 videos of thermostat related content, how-tos and reviews on all sorts of different brand thermostats. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.